So some of you might be thinking that this is the new recreating non-Super Mario Maker items in Super Mario Maker video. It's not really. This is actually going to be a spin on it, some kind of take. Instead of trying to forcefully recreate things that were in the original Mario games, how about we try to twist them around and try to make something new out of it? And here to help me out is an amazing YouTuber that goes by the name TossFlash.
Hey, what's up guys, and thank you so much to the NOT Gaming for inviting me.
Also, because this was originally going to be a recreating non-Super Mario Maker kind of video, there will be some things that will be recreated from the past, but I'm going to try to make some new stuff up ahead so I could turn this into its own series. Okay, so I bet a couple of you already gotten confused on what I'm talking about here. So, you might have seen the fences I've created in the second version of recreating non-Super Mario Maker items in Super Mario Maker. However, in that one, it's based off of the fences that you see in Super Mario World. This fence is going to be based on fences that are in a barn or to hold animals in and things like that. That kind of fence. This fence is mainly based on the design of the fence that you'd see in the background of the first Super Mario Bros. In order to make a fence, all you need to do is take the track and place it along horizontally. On each end of the track, go one space above it and place up a bomb. Go 2 spaces above that and then place a chain chomp with a peg on it. Once you press play, the chain chomp's peg squishes the bomb, exploding it, meaning it'll kill the chain chomp instantly, and you'll have the peg only. So that means it creates this wooden kind of barrier that makes it look like a fence, and that track line is supposed to resemble the wiring. Now, if you place Goombas 5 spaces above it so that way it doesn't get killed by the bomb's explosion, meaning you'll have a fence with Goombas in it, making it look like it's a farm or something. This will be perfect for a farm-styled course. But if you want to get even fancier and make your fence gates taller, draw the same track line above the original, highlight the chain chomps, and then copy them 1 block above them. With this design, this makes your fences a little bit taller than what it was before, and it will actually make it look somewhat more realistic to what you'd see in the real world.
If you've watched one of the predecessors to this video, then you've most likely seen the method used to make working slopes. However, after a little bit of testing, I've discovered how to revise them and make them look and function a little bit better. First, start off by placing 7 bullet bill launchers of any color on screen. I find that it's better to stretch them out a little bit as to hide the mechanics underneath. The next part is a little bit tricky to explain, but if you just copy the algorithm of enemies on screen and attach the cannons onto the stacks, you'll get a perfect 7x1 slope that is a little bit less steep than all the rest. To make even longer ones, just copy the slope you've made and raise it up 1 block. The reason why this works is that while each of the enemies on screen takes up 1 unit each, their hitboxes vary a little bit in size, so by using different combinations of these enemies, you can get pretty much any pixel height you want. And yes, that means that these slopes will work perfectly with enemies and items, meaning that this is the truest slope you can make.
Some of you might find this one stupid, but when you understand the origin of it, it'll make a lot more sense. If you've ever played the DS game New Super Mario Bros., then you would know about the mini mushroom. In the game, there are certain areas that you can only get using the mini mushroom, so it's a power-up specific area, and you can only access it if you have a certain power-up. I wanted to make a pipe that you can access to not by damage boosting, but by using the power-up that you have. So the only one that I actually thought about that you can use but still keep it is the Shelmet. First, place a donut block 2 blocks above the ground. After that, place a muncher right above it, and right above that, another cloud block. Go 2 blocks above that and place a ground block. Draw a border around that and then place a one-way pipe so you can exit. And right next to that, place yourself a pipe. So now, if you have yourself a Shelmet, once you jump through that cloud block, the muncher will go straight up and get stuck in that little corner that we just made, and you could just go into the pipe. And when you're done with the area, you could just leave through the one-way wall. While messing around with this, it does kind of give off a New Super Mario Bros. Vibe, like I'm going through the area that I can only access using a power-up, and that's what I created here. It isn't really based off of the New Super Mario Bros. Mini mushroom areas, but I just wanted to create something that can kind of simulate that.
Steam Gardens was personally my favorite world in Mario Odyssey, and the uproots that can be found there are certainly fun to mess around with. So for anybody who wants to make an Odyssey-style level or just wants a fun enemy mechanic to screw around with, this one's for you. To recreate an uproot, start off by placing a big piranha plant onto a hatless Monty Mole. In the Super Mario World skin, placing these inside of a layer of logs that Mario can run on will replicate their behavior, but to take this a step further, you can also place music blocks or a trampoline in a certain area below them and have Mario spin on them to gain extra height. The only drawback is that these guys are single use only, but having a new weird enemy to work with could definitely make your levels a little bit cooler.
Oh boy, we have ourselves a bonus one that wasn't even shown in any other Mario game. I might as well throw this one in here as like a bonus because I thought it was kind of interesting. First, place a brick block in the air. Then immediately above that, place yourself a P door. Then above that, place a P switch. So now, if you want to get into that specific door, you're going to have to instantly press the up button right as you hit the P switch. Now, you can access this area multiple times as long as you have the P switch in the air, you know, because you can hold it. Because as soon as you go through that door, because that brick block turned into a coin, that P switch is going to fall. So that means if you're in the Super Mario Bros. Style, there's no other way to get that P switch back up there, unless there's a door or pipe around that area. So consider that a one-time use door, but you can also consider it as a levitating door if you're in the other styles where you can hold the P switch.
This one's pretty simple and more of an aesthetic touch as that, but it still looks pretty cool if you use it correctly. In Mario Maker, along with the rest of the cut content from my episode of Hidden Blocks I did a while back, the big steelies from Super Mario World were cut as well, so I decided I'd try to replicate their function in the game. To begin with, place a transparent wall layer wherever you want Mario to walk, and run some open rails through it. Once you've done that, pick a spot above there that you want the steely to fall from, and place 5 diagonal rails 1 unit on top of each other, facing the direction that you want it to roll. Open and end on all of the rails. Afterwards, place 4 fireball chains and set them to their minimal size, and orient one for every direction, and make sure you set their rotations to match their directions. Finally, place a saw on the bottommost rail, and there you go! The big steely is recreated in Mario Maker. Sort of. You can't really spin on them, and they are in the ground a little bit, but if it's the effect you wanted, it's definitely there. To make this better, just put a line of open rails through any platform you want them to roll on, and you're done. Big steelies are back in action.
I bet you're one of those people that really likes to decorate your courses whenever you're making them in Super Mario Maker. So consider this a little detail tip for you. In order to make a more detailed mushroom platform, first place the mushroom platform right where you want it. Now copy it and then drag one corner to the side so that way you'll have like a double layer. Now tab the center one or the main one so that way that certain mushroom platform is in the foreground. Now copy the previous mushroom to the other end and then do the same thing. This will give your mushroom platforms a little bit more detail than just that one little stem. So now it has 3 different stems going on each side, like it's some kind of tree log. Oh, speaking of which... So by now, Nintendo still hasn't done any new themes to Super Mario Maker, and already the modding community is trying to fix that. So how about to those that don't have a modded Wii U and still want a jungle theme in Super Mario Maker? First, you'll want to go into the new Super Mario Bros. U ground theme. For the ground replacement, take a semi-solid platform and shake it till it turns into this flowery design. Now copy that and shake it till it turns into this more jungle-looking design. When you overlap the 2 designs, this will make this kind of jungle-looking ground. Next, take a mushroom platform, shake it till it turns green, and then drag it all the way up to the top. Now take the mushroom platform and copy it 1 block to the side. You could use 3 mushroom platforms, but I wanted to use as little items as possible so people could still create a game or a course using this theme. Next, drag the 2 mushroom platforms and copy them a couple blocks apart. Now you can copy it over and over and over again, creating a tree pattern. Next, you can place some vines randomly apart and then drag those all the way up to the top as well. To prevent those from reaching the top and getting stuck, place some hidden blocks all over the top so that way nobody can get up there. And there you go, just place a couple question blocks, some enemies, some pipes, all that, and there you go. You created a jungle theme. If you want to create a gap but not have people fall through the semi-solid platforms, place some hard blocks around each end. So now, if you're trying to create a Mario game in Mario Maker but want to have a jungle theme, then I think this is the jungle theme for you.
The last addition to this list that I have is a mechanic that's useful for RPG levels, and that's a multiple ending system. This does require the use of the key, however, so just know that using this will disable the use of any other for it, or vice versa. In your ending selector, first place 2 one-way doors and an exit pipe above a key door and a P-switch door. Then run 2 rails with blue skeletons through them upwards, and if you're mean, a set of spikes under the rails. This forces the player to hold upwards as they get pushed into the exit pipe. If you're holding up and have either the P-switch or the key, you'll go through whichever door is closer to the entrance, and if you have neither, you'll go through an exit pipe. That's 3 possible endings you can have in a level, or maybe even just a separation of paths if that's more your style. If the player decides not to hold up, they either die, get reset, or just wait for the rails to come back. Either way, no matter how you slice it, this is the most compact way to make something like this, and probably a really cool mechanic to use that gives your level a little bit of an extra challenge or some depth.
So there you guys go. I haven't made a Mario Maker related video in a long time, and I thought I would make one here because honestly I really like this series. I've always loved Mario Maker. It's a game that I can never really stop playing because it was a game I dreamt about for years. It's a game that's really important to me. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, big thank you to Tallest Flash for making an appearance in this video.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching, and a huge thank you to Daniel T Gaming for letting me host part of this video.
I could turn this into an actual series where instead of trying to force recreations, I want to try to make some new things, make some new stuff for people that want to create new Mario Maker courses to try to bring back the game because, you know, at this point the Wii U is just, you know, gone at this point. Because, you know, with all the new games coming out to the Switch, and the fact that the 3DS version of the game is now a thing, well, you can't really upload stuff on the 3DS, but still, I just wanted to do some things in order to try to give the game a new life, a new fresh life. So yeah, this is honestly amazing. I can't believe I finally did another one of these. I hope you all have an amazing Mario Day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.